Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be sharing with you another garden update. It has been a month since I posted my first video, so I just wanted to give you an update of what's happening. Since my last video, I had my husband build me 2 support beams for my cucumbers and snap peas, and so far it's been working well. I just have strings hanging down below, and the plants are actually climbing up the strings pretty well. Here is another one of my kids' garden beds, and we actually have 2 bamboo sticks, and then I just took a yard and went around it. But so far the snap peas are not doing quite well in this bed, and I am not sure. And then we have 2 rows of carrots. So here is another of my kids' garden beds, and here I have only carrots. I used to have 2 rows of radishes, but those are gone now and picked. So I had 2 rows of carrots here, but they were planted so close together because I seed planted them, and then a few days ago I had to thin them out, and I'm pretty happy that these took off because I was afraid that if I replant them they might not do well, but so far they're looking good. Moving on to the third one, here I have planted a cauliflower, but I'm not sure who's eating the top, and will it even grow? Should I just take it out? Let me know. Oh wow, okay, wow, I just noticed that. This is what's happening. Wow, okay, I can see who's doing damage to my cauliflower. Are those eggs from these 2? I'm not sure what I will do with this plant, but I'll have to do more research because this is my first year into gardening and I'm very new at this. Okay, let's move on to another bed, and this bed is actually made of a cardboard box, and I cannot believe that I actually have potatoes that have sprouted. I was afraid that it's not gonna work, but now I am so excited and I cannot wait to harvest this box of potatoes. Wow, I'm like, why am I watering this? Like, there's nothing. And then about a week ago I see a tiny little sprout. I had to go tell my husband. He's excited as well, so we'll see how this goes. So coming on to my first row of tomatoes, these are supposed to be tall plants, and so far I don't see a lot of tomatoes on these 2 plants. This one has a bit more. This one doesn't have a lot. There's one right here. This one looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also not a lot. I'm not sure why. Oh wow, wait, hold on. Look at this one. This one has some bigger ones on the bottom. That's exciting. And since these are actually tall tomato plants, I decided to plant some carrot seeds, and look at them. They are so big already. I planted them along both edges of this garden bed, and I noticed, if you look over here, you can actually see that something is happening and growing. The urge to just pull it out and see what's happening, but I have to wait. I also do have some of these flowers planted here. Supposedly they're supposed to help the bad bugs stay away from my tomato plants. And this is my second row of tomato plants, and these are actually supposed to be short ones, but that are kind of growing out. This is a tiny one, and I can finally see that tomatoes are starting to grow. This one has a lot more green tomatoes that I see, and this is my first plant where I actually see that the tomatoes are finally turning color. I am so excited to harvest these soon. Here's actually another tomato plant, but this one seems to be very tall, and I wonder if I planted the wrong one in this bed. There's a dog here that's barking all the time. One of the neighbors has it. This is another one of the taller ones. Not a lot of tomato plants on these 2. I'm kind of surprised. And then the last 2 shorter ones also have a lot of tomatoes. And of course down here below I have some cilantro planted. I do have marigold planted here as well, and they seem to be dying out, and more cilantro. I think cilantro is also supposed to keep the bad bugs away. In my third row, I have one cucumber plant, and it looks like it's time to harvest a cucumber. Look at that. That looks so good. And it looks like it's one plant, but it kind of took into two directions. And I think this is about it with this plant. And I have like 6 snap peas growing, and I've noticed that they are starting to flower, so maybe hopefully we'll see snap peas soon. I mean, I did plant these later on, but I'm surprised how tall these got. These are probably about 3 feet compared to the snap peas that are growing in my kids' garden bed. I'm really confused, even though I planted these at the same time. Let's not forget this cucumber. Then I have some onion grown here, but it looks like I might just have to pull these out. They don't look good. More marigold. This is a pepper plant. It's not doing well at all. And then I have tons of cilantro here that actually went to seed, and I will pick these later on. And I have another pepper here. Wow, look at it. I wonder if I can actually already pick this one. Let me know in the comments if I should. It actually seems very long. Wow. And then another pepper plant. I can see a tiny one growing. Hopefully, maybe it'll be doing okay. And on to my last row. This row has all cucumber plants. Let's see, I do see one good one, another one. That's the second one. So far, I think I saw a third one somewhere. That's a third one. That's a big one too. It's exciting. Yay, we have 3 cucumbers harvested. Let's see, so there's probably nothing else here. And we do have some small ones, but they are not quite ready to be harvested yet. Yeah, there's a tiny one. I think that's it. Oh, you can actually see over there, but that one's pretty short still. I think it needs another day or so to be picked. And I do have 4 beets here that I actually replanted from the ground when I was thinning my beets out. Did not want to throw them out, and they seem to be doing quite well in this garden bed. Let's move on to everything that I have planted in the ground. Here I have 3 rows of beets, and can you please let me know who knows what's happening to my beets? Taking out bad leaves, and they keep growing back. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm a bit frustrated at this point because I'm not sure whether the beets are going to be good or not. And they are growing, which I'm super excited to be harvesting later on. You can see how big they're getting. So yeah, let me know what's happening with these leaves and what can I do, because I am stuck. I tried to research it, but I haven't found much. And then alongside the beets, I have tons of zucchini plants. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know if that was a good idea planting so many, because wow, there's a lot of harvest to zucchini plants. And then behind I have corn, and I cannot believe that the corn is already taller than me. So far I haven't seen any corn growing yet, and there's like 3 rows to them. I researched and they said it's really good to plant in multiple rows versus like 1 row, so when the wind goes through they can like pollinate themselves or something like that. And then behind that I have 2 pumpkin plants, and wow, I did not realize how far pumpkin plants grow. This is absolutely insane. And then I have this pumpkin seed is growing that way. I am so amazed at how fast it's growing, and I need to research if I can just like cut it or trim it, what can I do about it? I also wanted to show you something that I noticed in my pumpkin plant. Is that going to be a pumpkin? Okay, let's harvest the zucchini. Okay, so there's another huge zucchini. And I will harvest this one as well because I was told that the first zucchini is actually good to harvest when they're smaller versus when they're huge, unless you want to preserve them, like can them, then maybe like at that point you can actually let them grow much larger. Let's see, I have another tiny one. And this is what we harvested today. So we have 3 cucumbers and we have 6 zucchinis. Now it's time to make that chocolate zucchini bread. And there you have it. There is a tour of what's happening in my garden. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And again, this is my first year gardening and I am probably making quite a bit of mistakes. And if you see anything, if you have any tips, anything for me of what I can be doing more to even have a better harvest, that would be awesome. Just write them down in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed my garden tour and I'll see you next time in my next video.